The EBA was really launched because I felt that in this country, in the next year, there is a forecast that potentially 30,000 businesses in the UK will fail. And one of the concerns that I have is I believe that that figure could be avoided, because the main reason why businesses tend to fail is because people are not equipped to know and understand the challenges that entrepreneurs and businesses face. And what I felt they needed was an organisation that could help, guide, mentor and train them to avoid what I think is the inevitable issues that businesses can suffer. And that really was the birth of the EBA, an organisation that is there to provide, leadership, training, mentoring and guidance for businesses to avoid that inevitable failure that sometimes entrepreneurs can experience. The response is absolutely outstanding. I mean, I'm so taken aback because literally every month when we announce a course, we just fill out the room almost immediately, and literally we then spend 3 weeks explaining to people why we just can't sell any more tickets. So I'm absolutely taken aback. It's been amazing, fantastic response. I think there's really just a very simple answer to that. I think we're just the best. I think it's really understanding from my own personal experience and background some of the things that really I experienced which were enough that my business could have failed. So, why do people run out of cash? How do you overtrade? When you hire too many people who don't perform, who are not productive, how do you deal with those issues? What happens if the market crashes on you and you're just not competitive anymore? It's a whole host of, there isn't one specific component that you can say is going to make the business succeed or fail. It's a whole series. And I think what the EBA is a menu-driven environment where you can pick and choose the specific component that's right for you. I think it's really important because I think if you've been in a position where you've had the opportunity, to go down that entrepreneurial journey, build a business, and get it all right, because it isn't easy, because so many people don't know how, I think if you can make a difference by helping other people to be on that journey and to be successful, I think it's great for you, I think it's great for the entrepreneur, but I think it's fantastic for the British economy. I think Britain needs as many entrepreneurs that it can get. Economically, the country's, in a bit of a recession, we're having a difficult period, and I think the only thing in my mind that's going to stimulate the British economy is if entrepreneurship is really allowed to flourish. I think my own forecast of the UK economy right now is I think the balance of this year, in 2011, I think it's going to be quite difficult. I think, it's a really challenging time right now. I think the economy isn't really back on track. So my instinct is the balance of 2010, I think it'll be difficult. I see a pickup in the first half of next year, but I'm anticipating the economy to really start to bring momentum towards 2012, when I think as a run-up to the Olympics, I think it's fair to say you'll start to see some confidence back into the economy. And I think Britain will experience a bit of a feel-good factor, and because sentiment plays such an important part of how people perform and how the economy does, I see that as being the catalyst that will give us the opportunity for revival. My role model used to be my father, and most of what I've done and most of the business I've emulated on his philosophies, his beliefs. Sadly, he's passed away. And I think today, I think I learn from a lot of people. There's no one individual that I think has kind of shaped the way I think and how I operate. I think what you try and do, and I think what you can do, is pick up small tips from lots of different people, and because I think you're never going to know everything about what you're doing. So I think it's just always been consciously aware of who you come across and what you can learn for as many people as you can. I think the message in that phrase that you're right, I use very often, observe the masses and do the opposite, is I think Britain's a bit of a herd mentality. If somebody happens to be doing something over here, we all tend to follow. And I think it's a bit like the stock market. I normally go in when everybody else is leaving the room. And I think what I've always found is that opportunity lies in the places that you least expect. And I think so when you're in business, the message is don't always follow the herd mentality. Be an individual, be creative, be an individual, and back your own judgment.